Alright, so we got the engine installed with the transmissions bolted up to it, and this is just the mock-up engine for right now, and I haven't really straightened anything out or lined anything up or anything, just kind of got it in last night and got the transmission bolted up, and just trying to see how everything fits. We did get the steering shaft on, so this joint right here is a 3/4 smooth on this side, and then it's a 36 spline 3/4 on this side, and then that eliminates our rag joint and reduces the size of that right there. What I have done is I have bolted the Chevrolet mount to the engine and put the Ford mount onto the cross member there, the K member, and I'm going to build a plate from here to there and weld them up, and then that'll be the engine mounts. The angle of it is such that I'm going to flip them around 90 degrees on the engine side, because I think that would be more beneficial to it'd lay out better. So now the problem I'm running into, the oil pan all fits good. There's no issues with that yet. The steering, the shift linkage is pretty close to the back of the cylinder head, which in previous iterations I've done that. What I've done is just twisted it and it's cleared, but I'm thinking about trying to take apart the Silverado column and see if somehow I can use the shifter stuff from it and actually use the shifter part that's inside the car, and see if I can have the cable come in the floorboard and come up under the dash instead of be out in the valuable engine space out here, because it's pretty tight against the back of the cylinder head, again from previous experience. The engine is probably about as far back as I want to go. I usually try to get it as far back as I can in the vehicle, and I mean I could probably go a little bit more, but then it's going to just be so tight that it's really not going to be a benefit. So the big thing I'm running into right now, as you can see, it's angled down in the car. The transmission's held up by a block of wood and a ratchet strap, because remember we took out the body, the frame side, undercar mounts, and then we're gonna put this in and move it where it goes and everything. So this is how low it's hanging right now, and now granted that is with the Silverado truck pan, which is a deeper pan. If you go to like the Caprice 6L80 pan, it is a shallower pan. The deep pan is more desirable. So I don't know what I'm going to do there on that front. I do know that I'm going to cut the tunnel, cut the top of the tunnel out, and get everything in the car where it wants to be, where all my angles are happy, and because it's too low. You can see the angle of it under the car pretty good. So that's where I'm at with it. Tomorrow's a holiday, so I'm off. So I plan on, I'll remove the bench seat, move it back out of the way, and then just get in here with the cutoff wheel, and then just relief cut around the tunnel, and then take the tunnel out and get the transmission up where it needs to go, do my cross member, and then continue fitting everything. I'm hoping my headers should be here. I don't know. Today's Wednesday, and I ordered them last week, so I kind of expected them today, but I really would like to have the headers while test fitting everything, so we can work around it and move things if possible, before we make it permanent and then it doesn't work. So other thing I did is I unhooked the headlight harness from here and then pulled the harness back over here. I'm going to run it through the behind the rail here and do a wire tuck, and then come across under the core support and tie it back in. So all of this isn't in the engine bay. I do it on the Fox bodies. I do just because it's a cleaner look to not have the wires coming across the firewall here, across the shock tower, just to get to this headlight, when we can go behind, come across, and tie in over here. So that's pretty much where we're at right now. My stuff did come in for the brakes and stuff, so we did get our calipers and new brake pads, and hopefully this is the correct dust cap for the front. Oh wow, and it came with new cotter pins. Isn't that nice? So hopefully these fit, because Ford does. Why would you change the size of these? Why would you have different sizes of these on the brake rotor for the same year of Ford vehicles? It just doesn't make sense to me from a manufacturing standpoint of why you would have a 4-cylinder have different brakes than a V8, and a different spindle, and all these things different. But that's how Ford did it. So I got new brake hoses, obviously, because the ones in the car were trash. I got the rear one and the right wheel cylinders, hopefully this time, and even got a cool magnet of a Grand Am or something. Pretty awesome. And got my transmission filter over here. So I think hopefully after this we can at least get the car as a roller, as far as can move it around and be able to stop it, which is important. So, but hopefully it won't be moving on and off the lift too much. I'm going to continue working on this until hopefully it'll drive itself off the lift. But yeah, so that's where we're at with it. I just want to show it in the car, the problems we're running into with the 6L80 and the physical size of it in the tunnel. I did briefly try to research it and kind of see where and how much other people are modifying the tunnel to get it up in the car. I know that guy did it with the green Fairmont. He had a 6L80 in it. Of course, now he doesn't even do his own work anymore. People just do work for him for free. And he had somebody make a mount and everything. And to me, it didn't look like he messed with any of the tunnel, because I tried to go back and watch some of his videos and see what he did, but he's such that he'll probably just leave it low like that, I would assume, because I didn't see anything about him clearance in the tunnel. I tried to find on some forums and stuff. The only information that I was able to find was that they did cut the tunnel to get it up high enough in the car. So, and that was my thought too. I like to try to research it if I can, and before I make a cut and everything, and see if that is the correct thing to do and how much they cut and a ballpark of where to cut and that sort of thing. But There's the rooster. So we'll just get it. I'll let the car up and kind of see where all the transmission's touching the tunnel, and it looks like it's going to be a pretty big cut. I mean, I'll just cut the whole thing out, and it's a pretty small tunnel. I mean, back then you didn't have very big transmissions. You didn't have overdrive transmissions when this car was made that I'm aware of. I think you had the C4. This was a little 6-cylinder transmission, so it wasn't a C4. It was similar to a C4. It could have been a C5 or something. I know it wasn't a C4, but you know, very small transmission, and the 6L80 is just physically a very large transmission for the tunnel. So I tried to jack the transmission up in there and kind of self-clearance it, but you know, I mean, it's just the best way to do it. We'll just cut it out and then get it, that way I'll be able to get it up into the car. And then my wife got me this this laser thing for Father's Day. So it projects a laser, so I'll be able to see, put it at the front on the ground, and then with the car in the air, I'll be able to shoot the laser and see my center line all the way down the car, which I think will be a very good time saver there, because historically I've done it with a plumb bob, and again, that's just, there's room for error doing it, and it really helps having two people, because once you plot the pinion on the floor and the crankshaft on the floor, I really like to have somebody hold the line at the pinion mark and then at the crankshaft mark, so we can plot where it's going to be on the transmission, and then you got to drop the line for the transmission and move it to get everything square. And it's just, I think with the laser, I'm excited to do this because, like I say, I used to build these cars a lot, and this is the first one I've actually got to do on a lift. All the other ones I've built was in my garage, down at the house on the floor, and laying on my back and everything. So, you know, I've mini tubbed these cars, I've done subframe connectors, I've built roll cages, done several different twin turbo setups, single turbo, a lot of that stuff. So, you know, I'm familiar with the chassis and all that stuff. It's kind of cool for me to be able to work on it on a lift this time, and then you know, to be able to get under there and drill these out. And that rooster does not crow until I start making a video, I swear. But anyway, so that's where we're at. Hopefully tomorrow I can get some progress, get the floor cut out, and I'll document that, because, you know, I'd like others to see, you know, where you have to cut and what's involved to put a 6L80 in the Fox platform, because again, I couldn't find very much information about it, and I think it'll be helpful. So that's the update for now.